Hey there, you L&D superstars. I want you to do something for me. I want you to take off your cape. I want you to put your pants back on the inside of your trousers and stop trying to save the world. I know that as L&D people, we want to make a difference. We are compelled to help people to improve in their performance, in their confidence, in their competence. And it's the reason that we chose this profession, and it's the reason that we keep striving to do our best every single day. We take years acquiring knowledge that we want to pass on to other people, and we coach people. We learn these different techniques to tease out the very best that people can be. However, our organisations seem to expect us to perform miracles in 3 hours or less. And because we like to be helpful and we want to show that we've made a difference, we try. And you know what? We're setting ourselves up for failure. You cannot change the world in 3 hours. I see it all the time when people have a brief, they've been asked to do something, and the expectations are totally unrealistic. And what happens then is we try and put everything we know into that 3 hour session. So I need them to be able to do this. In order to do X, they need to know Y. But don't forget, you've learned your area of expertise over years and years. You didn't become that expert in 3 hours. It's completely unrealistic to expect them to do the same. And if we give people too much, they're just going to be overwhelmed, and you're going to have the opposite effect of what you wanted. But there is a hero that I would like you to consider. It's a weird source of inspiration for me, and I feel inspired every time I change the family toilet rolls. This little tube, every time I look at it, I think that is genius. And it's a brilliant example of how we should never ever underestimate the small changes that we can make. So if you think about, the massive changes, the massive challenges that we have around us at the moment, and in particular climate change, it's too big for any one of us to solve on our own. Now imagine you work for minimum wage in a toilet roll factory. I mean, what the heck can you do to solve a global problem? Well, one of the things you can do is take a centimetre out of the circumference of this tube. You would think that that is neither here nor there, but taking the centimetre out of this tube means you use less raw materials. And obviously that has a cost saving to the business as well, so everybody likes that so far. When we take a centimetre out, it means the toilet roll itself is going to be smaller, which means when we come to wrap it in plastic, there's going to be less plastic being used. Again, that's great news for the environment, great news for your material costs. You can probably fit more packs of toilet rolls then onto a pallet and more pallets into a truck, meaning there's perhaps one less lorry a week having to leave that factory. One less lorry we're having to fill up with fuel. Again, that is saving money and it's helping to save the environment. So if we multiply that 1 centimetre into every single toilet roll tube in every single factory in every single country in the world, the impact of that small change is absolutely massive. So when you're tasked with changing the world, don't feel that you've got to put in absolutely everything you know into your solution. It's too much for people. We cannot do it overnight. Instead, think about the starting point. Where are people now? What's the one thing that they can do and do with confidence that will take them one step further to this ultimate goal? For example, if you're trying to encourage managers to take a more coaching style, we can't turn them into coaches in a 3 hour session. What we can perhaps persuade them that they can do is have a 10-minute check-in with every single team member every single week. And if we give them 10 great questions to start that conversation, they're much more likely to give that a go. And when they start seeing the results of that, they're then going to want to know, hey, well, what's the next step? And guess what? That's when you're going to be invited back in to help them to take that next step. So we upskill people little by little, and we embed the training as we go, and more importantly, we see results as we go. So that is my musing today. Use the 80-20 rule. So look at all your content. Think, well, what's the 20% of this that's going to have 80% of the impact? Pick one thing, make it really easy, make it really accessible, and encourage people to make a start on this development journey and show that you're there for the long haul. So lots and lots of learning from a simple toilet roll tube, and I hope it makes you think about the way you approach your training design and the way you make an impact in your organisation or for your clients.